Alright, here we are in DCS World on the back of a ship. It's a bit of a pitching deck, there's a thunderstorm going on, and I'm just going to give it a go at showing you guys how to take off and land on the back of a boat. You can see I am moving around quite a bit, so the friction for the boat doesn't really work perfectly. It used to be a bit worse. I'm just going to roll backwards, where if the ship was moving you'd actually just fall off the back of it. So you can see we are just trundling along, and just going to prepare myself for takeoff. Happy with that. Blade tip lights, and we'll give some nav lights like so. Get ourselves going back a bit, and I'll turn on my axes so you can see what's going on, and just increase the power, and away we go. Okay, so there's a bit of wind. We're off the ground. Our gear goes up, and looks like we've got in-route navigation on, because my joystick is on startup automatically synchronized with the game, and I hit that switch forward. So if I just trim a bit of forward flight, try and stop the drop a bit, you'll see the helicopter is automatically flying to waypoint 1. And this is a great way to give yourself a bit of flexibility about where you want to start off and the way you want to play, because you can do naval operations with the Black Shark. Pretty much all you can do in terms of naval operations until DCS F-18C gets released. So looking forward to that, and hopefully we can get some more Navy birds in here. You can see I've got a bit of fog. I think it's about 4 meters per second wind, precipitation, and a heavy cloud base in this rainstorm. Just get the systems a quick check. Yep, interesting, when you put yourself on the back of the boat, you can set yourself to be ramp start or runway start. Runway start usually means that you will be started on the runway with the helicopter running, and ramp start you'll be started with the cold start, so nothing running. But for some reason on the back of a boat, the ramp start starts with you running instead of shutdown, so you don't need to do the cold start procedure, which is a little bit annoying, because I wouldn't mind actually doing the cold start on the back of a boat. It's the way I usually play pretty much all the time. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of waypoint 1. Switch to waypoint 2, you can see just there, and it's running the next waypoint procedure around navigation. Just tick temperature, it's a bit cool, and I might just turn on my altitude hold as well. I've got a bit of a load on the helicopter, just to make it a bit more difficult. And we are going quite slowly, so I might just punch it forward a bit. You can see our speed at the top left there. There's our altitude warning. And I might just reduce down the altitude that it gives me a warning at to 40 meters. I'll change the altitude lock mode from radar to barometric, so it doesn't freak out every time I go over a building, and that should give us some stable flight. It should, but it hasn't. So we can see our home base over there in the fog. Flying over the town of Kabaliti. You can see out there we've got an abandoned airfield, which is a pretty good place to do target practice. Just going to descend a bit here. Just maintain our altitude manually. Apart from the collective, I'm completely hands off the stick. The autopilot is just flying the route for me in conjunction with the trim that I've set for the collective that you can see is almost all the way forward on the cyclic. See, we're coming up to the north side of town. I'm going to do a sharp turn. What I might do is just flick it to 0.3. Sorry, airfield 1. I can suspend the current waypoint. Cheat a little bit. Finish that early. You see that these two navigation systems, this one which is running the autopilot, and this one with the moving map, are actually independent, so I could set different waypoints and confuse myself a little bit. So here I've set airfield 1, take me there, so the autopilot goes flying off, but if I didn't hit suspend, the AIMRIS would still be showing the ETA and everything, and the moving map of me heading towards the previous waypoint, and it can be a little bit confusing because the two navigation systems are quite independent. Right, so off we go. Interestingly, actually I've not got the ship's location entered in the moving map, but you can see there it's taking me back to waypoint 1. And it's an airfield, so it obviously doesn't know it as an airfield. Yeah, it just does not have that location entered in, so airfield 1. It's taking me back towards the ship. Now that ship was moving, so it's not going to be where the navigation takes me. I'm going to have to actually locate it through the fog. I might just pull up my targeting system to help me. Laser on, get a range. You can see on the moving map it's giving me an accurate range, so the ship was there and now it's there. Alright, so I'm going to turn off in-rail mode, which is up here, so off. And I'm going to turn off airfield mode, so my ticker here works. I'm just going to do a sharp right turn, kill off all the speed. Okay, I'll trim that in. You can see the heading tape at the top there has got a diamond on where I've trimmed in. I'm actually not perfectly lined up, so let's extend off to the left. And I'm going to pull that back, convert some of the speed into altitude by reducing the collective. Trim in a bit of turn. Alright, that's good enough. We're nicely lined up. And I hope this is the right boat. We'll find out when we get there. Right, so trimming back, reducing collective. Okay, don't forget the gear. Ship's in sight, doing practically nothing, so we'll start our approach. I think the ship is doing roughly 30 kilometers an hour, so I'll pick it up like so. I'll just try and keep that deck in sight, not go too quickly on the approach. Constantly trimming in changes. There's a bit of wind, 3 or 4 meters per second, so that's going to push us off. Just get that nose back and continue descending. And I want to basically aim for those vertical stripes on that front wall, the aft wall. Hopefully not put my rotor blades through someone's bunk. And whoa, a little bit closer. Down, and wheels are on, rotors are down. Okay, I'll trim back for neutral, engine cut off. Rotor brake on. See what's sliding around. We're down on the deck. So that's DCS Black Shark Naval Operations.